Dalai Lama, The Journey of Compassion. Author, Sam Gardner. Part 1, Early Life and Education. Chapter 1, The Origins of the Dalai Lama, Tibetan Spiritual Heritage. In the serene and rugged landscape of the Himalayas, where the sky meets the earth in a breathtaking union, lies the ancient land of Tibet. Here, amidst the towering peaks and prayer flag-adorned monasteries, the spiritual traditions of Tibetan Buddhism have flourished for centuries. It is within this rich cultural tapestry that the lineage of the Dalai Lamas finds its roots, intertwined with the profound spiritual heritage of the Tibetan people. The land of snows, a cradle of spiritual wisdom. Tibet, often referred to as the land of snows, holds a unique place in the annals of spiritual history. Nestled on the roof of the world, its remote and isolated terrain fostered a culture steeped in mysticism, meditation, and devotion. The harsh yet awe-inspiring landscape served as both a physical and spiritual crucible, shaping the beliefs and practices of its inhabitants over millennia. The earliest inhabitants of Tibet were nomadic tribes, whose spiritual beliefs were rooted in animism and shamanism, venerating the elemental forces of nature. With the gradual spread of Buddhism from neighboring regions such as India and China, these indigenous traditions began to merge with the teachings of the Buddha, giving rise to a unique form of Tibetan Buddhism known as Vajrayana or Tantric Buddhism. The spread of Buddhism in Tibet. The introduction of Buddhism to Tibet is traditionally attributed to the legendary figure of Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, who is said to have arrived in the 8th century CE. Accompanied by the Indian princess-turned-saint, Yeshe Tsogyal, Padmasambhava is credited with subduing local deities and demons, establishing the first Buddhist monasteries, and disseminating the teachings of the Buddha throughout the land. Over the centuries that followed, Buddhism took root and flourished in Tibet, integrating with indigenous Bon practices to form a distinctive religious tradition. Monastic institutions such as the famed Samye Monastery became centers of learning and spiritual practice, attracting scholars, adepts, and seekers from far and wide. The rise of the Dalai Lama institution. Amidst this vibrant tapestry of spiritual life, the institution of the Dalai Lama emerged as a beacon of enlightenment and compassion. The title, Dalai Lama, meaning, Ocean of Wisdom, was first bestowed upon Sonam Gyatso, a renowned scholar and teacher, by the Mongol ruler Altan Khan in the 16th century. Sonam Gyatso was considered the third reincarnation in a lineage that traced its origins to Gedon Drub, the founder of the Tashi Lunpo Monastery and the first Dalai Lama. With the patronage of the Mongol rulers, the Dalai Lama lineage gained prominence and political influence, eventually becoming the preeminent spiritual and temporal authority in Tibet. The fifth Dalai Lama, Nga Wang Lobsang Gyatso, further solidified this position by unifying Tibet under his rule and establishing the Ganden Phadrang government in Lhasa. The Dalai Lama is the spiritual heart of Tibet. Throughout its history, the institution of the Dalai Lama has served as the spiritual heart of Tibet, embodying the principles of wisdom, compassion, and altruism. The Dalai Lamas were not only revered as incarnations of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, but also as enlightened beings who guided their followers on the path to liberation. Under their leadership, Tibetan Buddhism flourished, giving rise to a rich tapestry of teachings, rituals, and artistic expressions. Monasteries such as Drepung, Sera, and Tashi Lunpo became centers of scholarship and meditation, attracting monks and pilgrims from all corners of the Tibetan plateau. Conclusion, a legacy of wisdom and compassion. In tracing the origins of the Dalai Lama, we are led back to the spiritual heartland of Tibet, where the lofty peaks and pristine valleys bear witness to a timeless tradition of wisdom and compassion. From its humble beginnings amidst the nomadic tribes of the Himalayas to its zenith as a global symbol of peace and enlightenment, the legacy of the Dalai Lama continues to inspire and illuminate the path of countless beings seeking refuge in the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism. As we embark on this journey of discovery and exploration, let us remember the words of the great Tibetan masters who have gone before us: may all beings be happy, may all beings be free from suffering, may all beings attain enlightenment.